right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 749 on this beautiful Tuesday evening. We are here for Test Taking Techniques Tuesday. Oh my goodness, so much fun, so much great stuff to give you guys for free or for the price of your internet, however you want to look at it. But we're going to be going over those skills that pay the bills, those techniques that help you get that pass. First off, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that answers all the phone calls and text messages coming into the KonaButterflyz headquarters. But you're not here for that. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get that pass notice. Because why, Brandy?
Because it's a hot past summer.
That's right. And she's your favorite ADHD teacher.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, as soon as I'm like ready to push play, she has to go into a laughing fit. I'm like, what's going on? Am I gonna have like a booger on my nose? Like, I don't know. It makes you self-conscious. You know what I mean?
Just
like, is there something going on?
No.
I'm like,
just thoughts.
All right. Anyways, so I'm so glad to see all of you here. Like I said, we're gonna have those test taking techniques tonight. It's gonna be a great night. We got a lot of good stuff to get through. Let's go. Let's get to it, Brandy.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. I don't know what you're doing over there.
Usually talk.
If you guys need that on, I just wanted to have that silence, that awkward silence as we wait for you. She has, dude, I cannot tell you guys how bad the ADHD is. I cannot express how hard it is for her to like, dude. There is so much going on over here.
All I'm trying to do is make my windows bigger.
This is insane. Anyways, I wish you guys would only know. It is a lot going on for me to concentrate here. All right, online, on-demand course videos and audios, all for your viewing pleasure to help you out to get that get on those live sessions for members. We got those study guides. We got an orientation replay that explains everything, the free and the paid. We even have that Kona community. It is our Discord. We're going to go over that tonight. We're going to showcase that because we're going to do questions straight from that. No, it's test taking techniques. That's tomorrow. Yeah. We'll do that tomorrow. See, I'm so messed up now. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We'll do that. I mean, Wednesday.
Yes, today is Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Man.
Tuesday. Guys, we've had a long day.
In the sun.
In the sun.
In the sun for the 4 hours. It's a lot.
Yes.
But anyways, so we're going to do test taking. Tomorrow we'll do the Discord, yes. the Kona community, if you will. Yeah. So post up your questions in there and Brandy will answer those tomorrow. But tonight we're going to go over test taking techniques, like I said. But we got the Telegram. We got all kinds of great stuff. Scan the QR code, hit the link in the chat. We'll get you connected and all the great stuff that we have to offer. Guys, I cannot say how important those live sessions are that we do for the members. It is so cool. You can actually do all of our coursework through the lives instead of just doing our course videos. And if you have ADD and you're looking for constant new things to distract you and do that, stick to one. Just pick one path, stick on one path. That is my ADD message for tonight. If you suffer
PSA?
Yeah, if you suffer from ADD, attention deficit disorder, you can get these licenses.
Yeah.
But you got to pick a path.
Just one, guys.
Don't look at, that's the one problem. They look for multiple.
I mean, I hear you.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. What about that one?
Nah.
What about that one? What over there?
Just
what over there?
It's one way.
We had somebody hit us up and they're like, did you know that they offered in Spanish? I'm like, do you even speak Spanish? No.
I'm like, the test isn't in Spanish.
The test will never.
And you're talking to me in English.
And you're talking to me in English. What's going on here? Guys, ADD is real. Brandy has it. So if you have it, trust me, you guys can get it too. So we got you. All right, let's get into it. We got live sessions happening tomorrow. We got 26 and 65. 26 is test, isn't it? Oh, no, is it?
Your
back to your question Wednesday?
We are.
We are?
We are.
I think I put techniques in there because it's what you put on your notes. Just saying. Anyways, 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. It's a surprise for everyone. Series 65 right after is no longer 2, but it'll be 1 hour. And we are doing what?
Techniques.
We're doing techniques in there?
We are.
I feel like I got to check your notes.
I'm going to look right now. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up.
I know I put something different.
No, I'm looking at my.
All right, cool. All right. Then it's all good. All right, so that's what we're doing tomorrow. Enjoy.
Yes.
Back to back. We're going to go over techniques and both of them. We're going to have your questions in the 26, which is going to be those techniques, because guys, that's how you get through those. Yeah. Sometimes those questions you think are so complicated, they're much easier than you think. Heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, they're
double the easy.
So much more easier.
And we just make it way more complicated.
Yeah, we do that to ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, we do that to ourselves.
I'm gonna go and get this started. All right, ready?
Yes.
Got a lot going on. All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right. If you're not following us on Instagram, I wish you would, because when they give me a picture and they let me know, guess what, Brandy?
What?
We add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame. And that's right, because we got a passer. Yes, we do. We got a passer. Yes. I want to say congratulations to Alita. She passed her Series 63. Not quite fully licensed, had to go around the Series 6 for a minute.
Yeah.
Picked up the 63, went after that instead, passed it, and we're going to circle back to that Series 6. But I want to say this about Alita. It has not been easy for her. She has had a lot of things pop up along this journey.
Yes.
And definitely a lot of life changes along the way.
Yes.
And could have been discouraged many a times to just quit, throw in the towel. I'm not doing this. But she didn't. She stuck with it. She got it done. She finished it. And what did she say that helped her get to pass? She said, what helped her pass? What helped me was identifying my weak areas and using your 63 2.0 videos that you can get by scanning that QR code, hitting the link. And to really understand everything. And I was on the new brew last night. And those tips helped me on reading the answers first, eliminating the obvious ones, and then reading the question to solidify the right answer. There you go. Congratulations to her and Markel. It was definitely a team effort. Markel holding down the fort, allowing that time for her to get that thing done. What a great support system those two have.
Amazing.
And congratulations to the both of them in getting this done. And Series 63 in the books.
That's right.
Let's get that Series 6 and get you completely licensed, guys. Test taking techniques, can't tell you enough.
No, every passer says it.
Every one of them. How did they pass? And then they say it, and then you guys go, but how did they pass? But no, how did they pass?
But how?
And then they say it, and I quote it, and then they go, but how?
So let's show you how.
Let's do it. Test taking techniques tonight. Let's get to it. That's right. Test taking techniques Tuesday. We got rules to test taking techniques Tuesday. Rule number 1, you're not allowed to ask what exam did that question come from. We're going to go straight to it. We're just going to say, pay attention to what Brandy's doing. Pay attention to what she's having on the screen. Don't overcomplicate it. You know how she notices things? She observes those answers first.
Yeah.
So that way you can eliminate some things out of your brain. Guys, do you know how much easier it is if you just eliminate things and you just focus on just solidifying, like Alita said in the question?
Yeah. Just focus on the words.
Just focus on what it is. And then you go in the question and you're just reading it with intent, and you're stopping yourself from reading it 1,000 times over.
Oh my gosh, that's me.
How many of you have literally read a question until it put you to sleep? Like you literally passed out mid-paragraph and realize you're dozing off. That is because you're not doing the techniques.
Yes, that's true.
You have not figured it out. That you just read the answers and quickly look through the question, look for that little connection, and then move on.
Yep.
Literally saves you hours, and well, it might stop you from getting a good night's sleep though.
Yeah,
it does help as a sleep aid.
That's true.
But that's a struggle.
It is.
So if you struggle from that, tonight is what you want to see. As much as if you struggle from overthinking. If you guys ever overthought it, you're like, dang it, I knew it was B. The whole time I knew it was B. Why did I choose A? So frustrating. By the way, if you do that, keep a tally of how many questions you would have got right if you would have just went with what you originally thought it was.
Yes.
You'd be surprised. Most of you we would have a passing score if you just kept to the original answer you were going to go with.
So crazy.
Yeah. So we're going to pay attention to that, the patterns, all the different stuff that we talk about, the Mona, all of our own little language. And then that brings me to rule number 2. How do we get good at anything? We practice. So as soon as we're done here, we want you to get off this Zoom and open up a 10-question flash quiz. And what does that mean? 10 questions, 10 minutes, 1 minute of thought. And again, we're stopping that overthinking, double thinking, switch my answers, reading the question one too many times behavior. It's a drill we like to do just to help you with those techniques.
Yep.
And for
Absolutely.
advanced mastery, if you have done that and you're working on it and you want to get better, try this. Try to get the answer try to get the right answer without even looking at the question.
We did that today in the 26th.
Literally, don't even look at the question and see if you can get the answer.
Yes,
That's for advanced people.
Because guys, sometimes we're so bored with taking quizzes because we're approaching every single question the same way. If you make a game out of it, guess what? Your brain is tricked.
Remember that ADD thing? Remember that ADD thing I told you about, Brandy? Severe, dude. I'm telling you, there's no way if someone told her gun to the head, you have to do every single one, question to answer, she would have passed out. She would have fell asleep.
And how many times are we sick
should have been done
of looking at the same format of the questions, like the same colors, the same fonts? So boring.
Yeah, it is, and it's your fault. You can mix it up.
Yeah,
you can look at the answers. You can change it up. Look for patterns. Make a game out of it in drills we're showing you. And let's do this right now. Let's get into that. All right. Here comes the fun.
That's right. Because I'm talking about during unemployment or duration of unemployment. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So seriously, A, duration of unemployment. B, the stock market as measured by the S&P 500. C, building permits. D, manufacturers' new orders. All right, guys. So first thing that I'm noticing is that here we're talking about the length of something, duration, right? The length of something. This is just a measurement. This is a building permits, and this is new orders. Have you guys noticed that? So like 2 are in the beginning, 1 is a measure, and 1 is like the length of.
Yeah. So A, it's the whole thing, right? It's the duration.
Right.
It's the duration, the whole duration of the whole thing, right? The whole duration of the game. Right? Measuring, we're measured. We don't really need to get into that. Building permits. It's like the first thing you got to do, right? If you're going to build a building, you better get those permits first, right? Or they're going to make you tear it down.
Right.
At the end, they're like, "Oh, you should have got those permits. We're going to have to ask you to take all the walls down."
Right.
You're like, that's like starting over.
Exactly.
And then new. All we're doing here is observing.
That's true. Now, Jenna is pointing out one of my latest techniques that we've noticed, and that's the fact that B is the only one that has a number. But I'm going to say this. Yes, you're right.
It's absolutely a great observation. That's what I call it.
But this is called, but because it's the S&P 500, we're going to go ahead and call that just a title. But good, super good observation.
Anything else is similar? I guess B and D kind of similar. They both have to do with being new, I guess.
Yeah, like C and D are both new.
Loosely.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready? All of these are leading economic indicators except. Guys, look, all I focused on was the except and the leading. I don't know about any of this stuff. Okay. Leading except. Well, leading, that's new.
Right.
You guys got to have permits. I don't know if you guys know this, but you got to have permits before you actually start building something.
Yeah, I just said that. You got to tear down the walls at the end there if you didn't have them.
Exactly. New. Right?
Carl said he had the permits. Dang
it. B is a measurement.
Yeah.
But duration or the length of, how can we measure the length of at the beginning? How can we measure the length of something leading?
Like how long? Oh yeah, like it would be saying, how long is that football game going to go? I have no clue.
We're at the first quarter. We're at the first play.
How many penalties are we going to have? If you watch football with the foot.
Oh,
ball, soccer.
Dude, who knows how long those last?
Football. Yes. And then they add in the penalty minutes at the end.
Come on.
There's no way for you to know how long this thing's going to go and end in a tie.
So how can I measure the duration of something in the beginning? Right? Somebody asked what was the full question. Don't matter.
You don't need to know the full question.
Doesn't matter.
We're telling you guys to not look at the full question. That's the whole point. The whole point.
But look, if you really want to know.
Yeah, it's like an itch they can't scratch.
I know.
Girl, I hear you, Brandy, but I won't listen.
I know how it is, but we didn't need it, right?
I hear what you're trying to do for me, but I'm not going to participate.
I'm resisting, which is fine. You can
No,
resist
it's
in the
fine.
beginning.
No, it's cool.
I'm all in the beginning. And when you're leading into the coding system, I'm just kidding. You see what I did there?
I did.
Okay.
We're trying to zero in on connections here, guys.
Numbers. Oh, I hate numbers. No, guys, don't hate numbers. Check this out. 900 is higher than 100. 100's lower than 900.
Yes.
That's it.
And they're both got 45s at some point.
Okay, so but compared to 15.
No, I'm just saying
No, you're right.
Relations.
You're right. And then 900 again is up, 100 is down, 15 is down, 15 is down. So right away, I'm noticing when we study for securities, guys.
Lucy's saying it's a split.
Ooh, maybe. Because one of the things that we've noticed in studying for securities is when we have one down, the other arrow has to go up. Okay. When one arrow is going in one direction, the other arrow is going in the opposite direction. So if I look at that, this is what I'm looking at. So absolutely right.
Jocelyn is absolutely right. D is eliminated, but what else is eliminated? A. So now we're down to B and C. And for the guy that wants to know the question, we've already got it down to 2 answers, possible answers without looking at the question.
Yeah.
Guys, that is an advantage.
And I'm going to go ahead and maybe say that this is the number side and this is the dollar side.
Yes.
Because it just says 100 shares. That's a number at price.
Yes.
Okay. Now, look at the question. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that really the only thing important here is what my starting was. Right? What my starting was. So right there, I could tell you this. I had a split. You see how that's 45? I know the price has to change. This is a 45 right here. I know the price has to change. So right away, that's not the right answer.
And it's just C. Now, a lot of you are like, but how does that work? I want to know the math.
Okay.
Hey, no, wait, stop. Stop doing that. It's a timed exam. If you have a quick way of getting the answer without having to blow out some math problem, guys, what a relief. You get what I'm saying here? That is a quick way to get a good answer.
Yes. Exactly.
Did you see that? It can't be 45. It has to change. There's a split. They're only left with 15. That's the answer. Click it. Go. Move. Isn't that awesome?
That's it.
That's it.
And can I be real with you guys? I didn't, when I saw this question first, all I saw was this. All I saw was that. I didn't even know what we originally started with when I pulled this question.
You just knew it was going to be something like a 15.
Because I knew my number was going to have to go up. So because it was a split, because the word split says I took my cookie and I split it into 3s.
So if you look at it the way she looked at it, you knew it couldn't be 45 and it had to be a split. There's 2 15s there. One of those answers is going 2 down. That can't be it. So it has to be C. Done. Mm-hmm. Another way without having to do math.
Yeah, I don't want to do math.
Where's my A personalities that hate math? What?
Oh, wait.
That's what I'm saying right there. Mm-hmm. Finally.
Convertible preferred stock. Guys, did you know that convertible means that there's going to be some sort of change?
Yeah. Think about a convertible car. Convertible pants.
Yep.
Stop wearing convertible pants, by the way.
Cumulative.
Pick shorts or pants.
Yes, it's true. Cumulative. Have you guys ever heard, like, you guys remember in high school when the teacher used to go, the final is cumulative?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I hated that. Because that means everything.
That means everything you learned the entire year is going to be in this
exam. Cumulative test.
Are you talking about when I was sleeping in September? You're going to test me on that?
Right.
Nope. Dang.
Yep. Callable. I assume there's going to be a call. Because it's callable.
It's callable. So we're not looking more into it.
Right. And then straight preferred stock means there's no features. It's just straight up. It's straight whiskey in your glass with no ice.
Yeah. For all the alcoholics, we all know what that means, right?
Can I get my whiskey straight?
Means I want nothing. No I don't even want ice.
I'm gonna put that. No ice.
No ice in the glass.
And I'm not talking about Ice Spice.
Give me Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Ice Spice.
In fact, I did that to my cousin the other day. I'm all, can I get can I get a virgin Jack and Coke straight? He's like,
what?
Do you just want a can of Coke? Yes, that's what I want. Okay, anyways.
That was an accept.
That was funny. Okay.
That was an accept at the bar.
That was hilarious. Okay. That was funny to me, anyways. All right, guys, look at this. Preferred shareholders who expect missed dividend payments to be eventually paid. Now, guys, I'm going to be real with you. That doesn't sound like change. That doesn't sound like it's going to be called. And it does sound like because it's missed payments and I'm eventually going to get paid for it, that sounds like a feature to me, which means that no features is left out. So even if I didn't know what cumulative preferred stock was, by process of elimination, because it didn't match the question.
Yep. And think about it this way also. If like someone didn't pay you and then they're like, they missed another payment, like your homie, right? You loaned them like $20. Mm-hmm. And they're like, and then like 3 weeks later, they're like, I need another $10. And then like 2 weeks later, like, I need another $10. And you're like, dude, you got to pay me back. You're accumulating all these loans, right? Eventually they're going to have to pay that 20, that 10 spot, that other 10 spot.
It
accumulated. That is basically what that means.
It is what that means.
Break it down into simple stuff. You guys been on this planet for a minute. Relate.
And guys, convertible, cumulative, callable, and straight. If you guys notice what I wrote in green there, not securities vocabulary. None of that was securities vocabulary.
Don't overcomplicate. If you're the person reading the question and trying to figure out how this world works, don't. You're missing the point of Test Taking Techniques Tuesday.
Stop reading. Wait. Stop thinking.
Stop thinking. Get out of your own way.
Match. All right. I've got monetary and fiscal. I have M1 and M2. Is that Mission Impossibles?
Sure.
Balance of payments and balance of trade, federal and municipal.
I was going to say Apple processors.
Oh, dude. Apple processors. You're right.
The M1 and the M2.
People are like, what? You guys really are nerds.
Totally.
Yep. Cash checks.
What's cash checks?
Oh, because he's looking at the definition of M1 and M2, and you're absolutely right. If you look at what the definition of M1 and M2 is.
What?
I'm trying not to do that.
Just messing with you. I'm like, why are we saying what it is?
I don't know. Well, because you put it in the chat.
Oh.
Okay, so I got monetary and fiscal.
Tim, stop doing that.
Doesn't this sound like
go along with this dorkiness here?
Yeah. Doesn't that sound like election stuff?
Yes, monetary and fiscal. Like they like always policies. They always go up on the pulpit, right? And always telling you about monetary.
What's your fiscal policy candidate for presidency?
And then some of us, like we're younger, right? We're like, fiscal K, right? We're like, huh? What? Money? What? Why didn't they just say that?
Oh, we've heard of fiscal year.
Right.
Balance of payments and balance of trade. I feel like there's going to be two things, right? Two things. Because we're talking about balancing. And then federal and municipal. So Andy, I'm sorry, but your ands aren't working in this particular.
No, it won't, because there's two. When you have more than one, it doesn't work.
Right. And isn't
but I would say it does work because
one of these has to be the answer.
Yes.
All right. But we got, and then federal government, municipalities, those are government, right? Okay. So that's where I'm going with this stuff, right?
So is federal and municipal, it's just basically federal and local government.
Yeah, federal and local governments.
Right.
Exactly. Select the two distinctive types of policies that impact the U.S. economy.
Doesn't that seem kind of, I don't know.
I mean, it's not processors.
No.
It's not balance of payments or trade, because that doesn't really have anything to do with policies. Federal and municipal governments are not policies.
They're not policies.
Make policies.
Right.
But they are not policies. So the question is actually saying, what's the policy? See, they make policies. So what policies do they make? Perhaps the one that I put in the beginning.
Policy. Remember, guys, the president that wants to be
Mr. Candidate.
Yes, the candidate. Right? My fiscal policy, my monetary policy. They always say policy.
What's your policy on this? What's your
policy? You don't even know what it means, right? And you're just like going with it. You're like, just put those words together.
Can I say this? As financial professionals, you should probably pay attention to your election years.
Yeah. They decide a lot.
I'm not saying that you guys need to be like
I don't want to trigger anybody.
buffs. I'm just saying you should probably start paying attention to these things because election years.
Stop saying election years.
No, I have to.
People trigger.
I know, sorry. But during election years, Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter.
Saying all the trigger words.
The markets are affected every single presidential election. I don't care what your news tells you. I don't care if they say that the markets are affected because so-and-so was elected. It's all BS, guys. Every 4 years, the markets are affected by the election, period.
Whenever there is a change of power, there is always.
Or a potential change of power.
There's always a little ripple in the economy.
So don't listen to the news. Listen to me. I'm better. Okay. All right, guys.
That it meant it.
I'm going to make this super easy. When I pulled this question, I was talking with my sister and I didn't even look. I wasn't really even paying attention to that, but I saw this, 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 and I saw that. That's all.
Okay, let's slow it down for the folks at home.
Okay, hold on. Back that up.
So let's go in reverse. Let's reverse that.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All right. How did we do that so quickly? Because federal covered. What do we always say? If we have that in the beginning, they're probably one of those is going to be the answer. So automatically A and B are out.
Right.
Right?
That's what I did.
Then you have a Mona situation on D, which is an only, which is usually a not true. So most of the time that's eliminated.
Right. So I literally went like this.
And
I didn't see, I actually didn't see that and until just now. But look this, guys. Look at this, right? There's no except here. There's no not true here. So the answer was C. Based purely on technique, guys.
Didn't read.
It took me 1 second, maybe 2, to answer this question in mid-conversation.
There is no rule with the and.
I like that because what is the rule with and? This is an Andy's rule.
This is an Andy observation.
But what we have noticed a lot of times, too many times to ignore, when you see an answer choice with and in it, a lot of times
it leans to that.
Seems to be the answer.
Not always.
Not always. And you're right, Mona Lisa, down Monas.
That's right.
She put it in the chat, guys.
So, but C and D, right? That's what we were left with. Now, if there was an except in this question, you would have picked D all day because it's an except, and that means it's not true. That's why. Even without, guys, have you noticed we didn't even read any of this?
I don't even know what the question's about.
I don't know what the question's about. Didn't read really the answers. Based completely on observations. That is it.
I literally got this on 100% technique in 2 seconds while talking to my sister.
Let's be honest. How many of you guys taken a quiz or an exam and you had zero idea what was going on? Zero idea with what the question or the answer. It didn't matter how many times you read it. You had zero idea. You don't recall anything. This is that situation, guys. This is why we teach these techniques. You didn't need to know anything about anything except observe the words to get the answer. That is the power of the techniques. That's why you need to master it, because I'm going to tell you this right now. Believe it or not, you're going to go take this exam. There will be questions. You have zero idea what's going on the screen.
Yep. For
whatever reason.
And guys, I play this game at home on the, I wonder if this technique works. And it's surprising how often these techniques work without even reading. It's surprising. So imagine adding in content that you do know, couple that with the techniques. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Imagine if you couple in there with the content stuff that you do know with these techniques. That's a pass and score, even if it only raises your score 10%.
Exactly. 2 seconds, guys.
How many of you are scoring 60%? and all you need is a 10. You're in.
You're in. All right. I think this is the last one. This is the last one. So again, answered this in 2 seconds. Why? Sales charges, sales load. No sales charge.
There's no sales in the whole answer.
Or load, which means this is the one that's different. I said, should I read the question? It's short. So I read the question. I said, which of the following is part of the expense ratio? I already knew the answer was D. I already knew the answer was D because it was the only one different.
It's the only one that didn't have the word sales in it.
It's not a sales charge. It's not a sales load. It's an expense ratio. And then you go back after you click the answer and you're like, because it was Ashley, right? Ashley Eccles who passed the 6, who said she did the Y wrong, Y correct.
Right.
This would be a Y correct situation. I got it right based purely on technique. I look back, cost incurred by the board of directors. That's totally an expense. Part of the expense ratio.
Now you know why.
See, that's a Y correct.
Brittany Garrett just passed the Series 6. Never did she rely on the technique so much. So much.
Guys, if you're studying with one quiz, question bank, you might have to rely on the techniques more than you think, because this is one company's interpretation of the actual test. Your test will not look anything like this. Nothing like this.
So quit trying to master your Q banks.
Expense ratio, cost incurred by the board of directors. Boom. That's your key words, guys. I got it based on a technique, but I'm going to memorize cost incurred by my board of directors as an expense ratio. Boom. So it doesn't matter what the situation is. I made that connection.
That's all, guys. That's it. Do you see how easy that is? Quit trying to master Q banks. If you want to master something, master these techniques.
Yes.
Learn your content, master the techniques, learning how to read these questions and answers differently than you are.
Yep.
And that is it.
That's it.
That's, in a nutshell, is how, like, an angel, shout out, passes, starts the process and ends in 52 days, passing the SIE, the 663 and 26 in 52 days.
Yes.
4 exams in 52 days.
Associations techniques win. That is the best way to collapse timeframes.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
All right. We showed you. Now it's your turn to go get it cracking. And remember, I know I was hard on somebody who would just brought up the, like, what's the question though? But that is what I want you to do when you're doing your own quizzes.
When you say, what's the question? Get a rubber band, put it on your wrist, and
snap it.
Snap your wrist every time. I'm just kidding.
No, we're just kidding, but kind of not.
Right.
Guys, seriously though, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overread. Don't make it more trouble than it is.
Correct.
Most of those questions we went through tonight, you would have probably got wrong because you were looking at it in a different perspective.
Correct.
Change your perspective, change your strategy, change your technique, get a better score.
Yes.
And then we'll go get yourself a pass notice.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Right?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We'll have live sessions for all the members. We got Discord Wednesday tomorrow night, same time, same bat channel for the Studying Brew. We hope to see all of you there. Till then, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Guys, thank you so much for being on. Don't forget to take those quick quizzes before you go to sleep tonight. Practice those techniques. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one, guys. Good night.
Good night.